You got me running, got me running. Shake it, shake it, shake it, feel that. Raise your hands up, raise them up.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Forex Trading Asia Daily Currency Call. This is episode 338. It's 21st of July, 11 a.m. here in Singapore, GMT +8. Okay, so if it's your first time here, big welcome. We do this currency call every Monday to Friday, and the currency we analyze is as follows. Monday, Aussie and Kiwi, Tuesday, Euro, Wednesday, Pound, which is today, Thursday, Yen and Gold, and Friday, Canadian dollars and Canadian dollar and cryptocurrencies. All right, so this is the currency call where you will get market economic updates, key support resistance levels, trade ideas, and more. This currency call is going to be very beneficial to both the long-term investors and short-term traders. Here we will be going through what could move prices, possible trade ideas, and also highlighting potential targets and risk. So a disclaimer here, any information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is solely the opinion and views of the speakers, so please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades. Okay, so first thing to take note of is that tomorrow at 19:45 hours GMT +8, there will be the ECB monetary policy meeting. So I'm going to get Kim Hong here, currency analyst at LCMS Traders, to share with us what to look out for. Kim Hong.
All right, thank you, Junwei. Yep, so the European Central Bank will be meeting tomorrow, okay, at 19:45 GMT +8, okay. So okay, we are still quite some 30 over hours from there, but I thought like maybe I just do this talk today, instead of tomorrow. So I don't know, just to give you guys some heads up. Okay, so this time round during the meeting, I personally don't expect them to do much in terms of quantitative easing, okay, specifically like tapering of QE and or maybe talking about tapering of QE. Okay, why is that the case? Now, if you guys can recall, about 2 weeks ago, okay, the ECB actually did a policy review. Now, just a quick recap, okay. So prior to the review, the central bank's inflation goal, okay, they actually try to achieve. They were trying to achieve inflation level of below but close to 2%, okay, meaning that they actually set a cap, a limit to inflation at 2%. So that's their goal. But of course, they haven't been hitting that for the past few years, okay. Now, so they have actually did a revision on that to the a new target, inflation target of 2%. So right now they are actually under the new revision, okay, revised policy, they will be targeting inflation at 2%. But the thing is, they are actually allowing it to overshoot as well. So in fact, this whole adoption, this whole method is actually called the symmetrical approach, meaning they will allow inflation to either hit below, or above the 2% target, which is fine, okay, under the new policy scheme, okay. But however, if let's say there's a sustained deviation from the target, meaning hit below or above the 2% target for an extended period of time, then that will call for some actions from the central bank itself. Okay, so what this whole new inflation target does is it actually allows the central bank to adopt a softer policy stance. Okay, so this was what took place 2 weeks ago during the policy review, and then shortly after, Lagarde came out and say that. Okay, let me close this. Lagarde came out and say that this time around during the July's meeting, monetary policy meeting, there's going to be a forward guidance review. Okay, now why do I say that there's not going to be unlikely going to be a quantitative easing talk or even a tapering? Well, as you guys probably already know, the Delta variant has been haunting the world and things like that. So Europe was not spared either. Okay, so with this whole rise in cases in Eurozone area and things like that, yeah, unlikely they're going to taper QE. At the same time, they may want to actually, they may be sort of like postponing this whole talk on QE to the next meeting in September. Okay, so this time around they will just, they are likely going to just focus on the whole monetary policy, sorry, not monetary policy review, the whole policy review. Okay, the new adoption of the inflation target of 2% during the meeting. Okay, they're going to talk about it. They're going to like provide more details, like, when are they going to start adopting this tool and things like that. Okay, so the focus this time around will be on the policy review. And this time around, I don't think there's going to be a quarterly economic projection release during the meeting tomorrow. Okay, however, it will be released in September. Okay, so you see, we probably will be seeing this whole buying time approach from the ECB. Okay, right now, this time around, they were going to address the whole issue of the policy review and things like that, and then buy some time for the September's meeting, okay, which is on September 9th. So during the meeting, they are probably going to have more idea into as to how how they're going to approach the whole QE thing. Will they be tapering back on their PEPP program or make any amendments to APP? So by then, with the whole economic forecast being released and things like that, they probably will have a better idea of whether they should carry an action out on this whole quantitative easing in the Eurozone. Okay, so also take note that that time during the earlier this month, okay, Lagarde was actually saying that this is not the right time to talk about the exit strategy. So unlikely, that actually adds on to the unlikelihood that the central bank will be talking about or even carrying out a tapering on the quantitative easing. Okay, so with that, okay, take note that there will be a press conference as well. Okay, tomorrow at 20:30 GMT +8. So yeah, Lagarde is probably going to just address the public on the new adoption of the policy revision. Okay, with that, okay, anything if there's anything, and what do you call it, if the ECB actually drops any hint or any new announcements that we have not heard from previously, okay, on QE tapering and any major change and things like that, I'll update you guys again on Friday. Okay, now with that, I'll hand it back to Jinwei.
All right, thanks for that, Kim Hong. Okay, so let's head to the charts right now with the dollar index, and we have Scott Andrews here from Forex Briefcase Australia. Scott.
All right, good morning, everyone, and thanks, Kim Hong, as well. Just before I do start, guys, we do have the results out for July for the trading performance of Forex Briefcase. So we're up 1.53% for July, and now we're up over 15% for the year currently, 7 months in a row of positive months. So that is fantastic as well. So congrats, guys, and it's fantastic. Now, to the charts here, guys. So the US dollar, we saw a little bit of whipsaw activity as well. I've got the 1 hour time frame up here, just with the charts using SAM trade. And we did see, what I did have up last night was the building permits for June. They were down a little bit, which is an indicator of future demand. But we did have housing starts. They did beat the estimates that were likely to be 1.59 million. They came out at 1.643. So it was a little bit of mixed data coming out for that. And we also saw the equity markets actually bounce. So we had Monday and Tuesday, we saw a little bit of selling and some, lack of confidence there, but the dip buyers came back in pretty quickly. So, for today, we don't really have a lot of news for the US dollar. Thursday, though, we do have existing home sales at 10 o'clock in the evening, GMT +8. So we currently, I'll go to the high time frame here. We've got the 4 hours. So we're up over 93, and we still have, some concerns with, how overbought equity markets are. And you'd want to pay attention to the safe haven flows with the Japanese yen and the Swiss franc and just see how they are going. But from the perspective of the US dollar, we'll just go back down to the 1 hour. And we found, a push to 93.15 last night. likely what I want to see is, a little bit more of a pullback here. So it's a sluggish, slower day. If we see equity markets move again, and we are seeing that with the Australian market today, just to start off. So if that can be green, and then we can see the US session open, 8 o'clock in the evening, GMT +8, we can get a good idea of the future markets. And then if we see that open green at 9:30 tonight, that's probably going to help move the US dollar down a little bit, maybe break 93 and just see what happens, because we've got on Friday, we do have the manufacturing PMIs coming out at 9:45 in the evening. So I'll wait to see that. But in the meantime, we might just see, a little bit of a pullback, and, it might just rally though. If it does and holds over, pay attention to the risk currencies such as the Aussie dollar as well. But for now, small pullback, but I still have a long bias on the US dollar for now.
So Scott, are you looking at the dollar index possibly breaking up the 93.15?
Look, what I would say is that if, it moves higher, it moves through 93.10 later today, I'll be watching, you might take a small position there and it might run, because there's still some overhead, gains to be made to 93.40. So that would be what I would anticipate, with a stop loss of around 20 pips. So 92.90, chasing that 93.30 push to 93.40 would be. But again, it might be whipsaw. So, I would be taking smaller size positions for that. But there is some upside there to be gained on the US dollar still.
All right, thanks for that, Scott, on the dollar index. Okay, so today is Wednesday. We'll be doing the pound. And we have Jin Dao Tai here, founder of LCMS Traders, and a multi-million-dollar trader, trading account with more than $15 million on a daily basis. All right, Jin, pass it to you for the pound analysis.
All right, good morning, everyone. So looking at the pound dollar today, markets have been moving quite significantly. Just seen a question there about the pound yen. I normally would speak about the pound yen tomorrow, but I think that I will touch on it today as well, just to, I see some positions being set up on the pound yen, so quite likely we might have something interesting happening there. But let's get to the main focus, the pound dollar for today. So before we jump into it, it's all a routine. First thing you should do, check out the news, forextradingasia.com, head to the economic calendar, check out what could happen today. Today being Wednesday, the 21st of July, we've just had the Aussie retail sales number. Not a lot of other news. We have the Canadian tonight, new housing price index to be released, and also some oil inventory numbers for the US. This is all setting up for a big Thursday and Friday. We have some pound news, right? Not a lot. I don't think this is going to move it too much. But as Kim Hong was talking about the ECB, no change in rates, but we're probably looking at some commentaries. Hang on, let me get back to that. No change in rates, but we're looking at some commentary regarding the policy statements, not likely to have any taper, but that insight into whether they're looking at tapering or whether they're going to plan to not taper at all, that could actually move the euro dollar. And as the euro dollar moves, we could see the pound dollar being slightly correlated to move accordingly as well. But the main focus still being the pound dollar. I think the big movements is going to come on Friday afternoon, where we have the retail sales number month on month expected, look at it, expected to go from a minus 1.4% to a 0.4. So looking at a swing from the negative number to a positive number. Core retail sales looking to go from a minus 2.1 to a positive 0.6% month on month. Things to take note of here is, as a retail sales number, it signals consumer confidence, it signals that flow in the economy. So a good number in terms of retail sales could actually move prices quite significantly. So Watch out for that on Friday in particular for the pound dollar. And then we also have the pound at 16:30 hours, GMT +8, the UK with the manufacturing PMI numbers dropping a little bit from a 63.9 to a 62.7, and services PMI going from a 62.4 expected to be at about a 62. So what you see here is, although it's dropping, likely to drop a little bit to the 62 levels, both on manufacturing and services PMI, this is still well into that expansionary phase. For it being in an expansionary phase, we're going to possibly see some strength for the pound dollar leading up to this point. But I feel that we still see the US dollar index being at that 93 level, possibly breaking higher, possibly moving, I would say, even close towards the 94 level. Maybe we'll see that. At this point, we're seeing quite a weird relationship between the equity markets and the dollar strength. So be a bit more careful with that. But we do have US manufacturing PMI numbers also well in that expansionary phase of 62, and services PMI in the 64 region. So also in that expansionary phase for the US manufacturing and services PMI. So any upside in the pound dollar, I would say, is probably going to be a little bit short term. It's going to be a little bit short term because we are seeing that US dollar strength, which has been in place since late last week, even more so this week, and probably going to continue on throughout the week. So with all that said, what does that mean? How does it look like on the charts? Here, looking at the dollar, at the pound dollar on the H4 time frame, we've seen it drop since the start of the week from the 13778 right now at 13612. What I think could happen here with those good news, possible good news coming from the UK in terms of retail sales and PMI numbers, we could see some short-term retrace. Some short-term retrace as, you know, the good news, and I said strength in the pound, probably short-term, but we're still overall seeing the US dollar strength coming back into play. So I don't think the pound dollar is going to go all the way down towards the 134.54 level, because that would be a good 200 pip drop. A bit unlikely to move that significantly, but that could be the ultimate take profit level. What I feel that you could be looking for is for prices to move up. At this point, move up towards the 137 level, reject that resistance, and turn back down. So you're looking for selling opportunities. Stop loss 60 pips, take profit 120. You have a 1:2 risk reward ratio, or at the most 180, then you have a 1:3 risk reward ratio towards the downside. What you're looking for here is selling opportunities when it rejects that resistance at about 136.60. So that's for the pound dollar. But as I talk about the pound dollar here, just a little bit of an educational side, I want you to share with you this. If you look at this pattern on the pound dollar, we're seeing almost the same thing on the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar moving on track as we expected. As we talked about on Monday, it's moving in that same fashion. New Zealand dollar, a bit less so in that same fashion, but it's reaching that new lows, moving accordingly as we planned. The euro dollar hasn't moved as much. We spoke about the euro dollar yesterday. It hasn't moved as significantly as the Aussie or the pound. So it might be lagging a little bit. It might be deciding what to do at this 1.1781 level. This could be something that might come into play quite soon. So when you look at charts, when you're trading, don't just focus on one chart and get fixated on it. Scroll through the charts. You might actually see some patterns being applied, not just on one chart, but across a variety of charts. So we saw it on the Aussie, we saw it on the pound, and if now, as someone asked, the pound yen, you see almost that same pattern as well. moving across, dropping significantly lower for the pound yen, sitting at this 149.64 level. I think we're going to see it test, and if it's a very small, almost inverted head and shoulder level, I'm thinking that if it does break upwards, if it breaks upwards above 149.73, we could see some further upside on the pound yen. But there is still the whole factor about what could happen with the US dollar and also the pound dollar today. So I would say watch out for that for potential upside. Tell you more about that in detail tomorrow when we look at the US yen, the euro yen, and the pound yen. All right. So again, quickly, pound dollar rejecting that resistance, heading lower. As we look at the pound dollar, the euro pound, if the pound dollar does drop further, the euro pound is not likely to turn back down. We're going to see it break above this point and head significantly higher. I don't think it will get to 87.97. That's a 120 pip move upwards. I think with the euro pound, you see a lot more volatility. I would say let it break above that 86.51. So at about 86.74, you have a 30 pip stop loss for about a 90 pip take profit level will be quite significant already.
All right, thanks for that, Jin. Yeah, so just a quick reminder again, the disclaimer here, any information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is solely the opinion and views of the speaker, so please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades. Okay, yeah, so right now I'm going to get Daniel here. So Daniel, yeah, tonight you guys are going to have a live trading session, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, maybe you want to share a little bit about the live trading session with our audience here and why they should join us tonight.
Yes, Chinwei, thank you very much. So, okay, so everyone, so, I hear a lot of complaints getting from a lot of members, or even non-members, those traders, that they are full-time working, they have no time to trade. Even they have time to trade, they only have only about 1 hour, 2 hours at night, so they can't take trades, no time to prepare, and that's not true. And that's where this live training sessions tonight, at 9 p.m. we're going to every day Wednesday 9 p.m. we're going to have live training sessions together with all the club members and the coaches and the club members as well. So what we'll show you quickly within a 1 hour, we'll show you the LCMS Traders Club members of how we do preparations, what do we look out for, for a short-term trade. We're not talking today, for Mondays group coaching sessions, we look for the medium to long-term trades kind of movement. But for Wednesdays, we'll do a short-term trades, daily, or maybe holding on at the most 2 days. Looking at what you should do, what should be prepared. We use the 5 steps analysis, and then you don't need to be at so that you don't need to be a computer the whole day. The whole day from morning to night. You only need to do is select the time. You need it 1 to 2 hours, and you can have very profitable trades. Okay, so we'll be looking at the market really very nice. So this club membership, you should come and join in and be profitable trading together with us at 9 p.m. GMT. So if you are already, those who are already in the club membership already, so please come in. We have a lot of people already comes in every Monday and Wednesdays evening. Come and join us. It will be fantastic. Now, for those who are not already a club membership and want to join us, all you need to do is go to LCMS Traders club.lcms.com.sg. Right. So what you need to do that. Okay, so really, this is not the one I want to show you here. It's a Traders Club, tradersclub.lcms.com.sg. Come on in. We have lots of members, not only for group coachings and live training sessions. We have Forex Signals, webinars, and many, many more. Okay, and of course, lots of things. But it's only $49 a month. So for $49 a month, you get lots of things for your benefits in your Forex trading. Now, if you are really serious in your Forex trading, you have to join us and be with us, trading together, getting coaching, and be profitable. So just fill in again, go to the Traders Club, come in, fill it up, okay, and then I'll see you tonight at 9 p.m. GMT +8.
Okay, yeah, Terence. So as Daniel mentioned, it's 9 p.m. tonight
Yes.
for the live trading session. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. So I'm going to just paste some links in the chat right now. If you're not already in the free Forex Signals Telegram channel, do join the link. And the LCMS Traders YouTube channel for the daily recordings. If you're looking at finding out more about what is this LCMS Traders 5 steps that the LCMS Traders team are using, check out that link for the Udemy course. And as mentioned by Daniel, if you're interested to join the live trading session tonight and find out more about what is this Traders Club all about, check out the link tradersclub.lcms.com.sg. And finally, if you're wondering what was Scott talking about, this Forex Briefcase managed account service, check out forexbriefcase.com for the managed account if you want to find out more, and leave your name and contact number in the form if you want to have a chat with Scott here. All right, so that's all for today. We will see you guys tomorrow for the Yen and Gold analysis. Thank you so much. Goodbye.